apparently, so OBS updated, and yeah, it apparently screwed stuff up. Let me check something, because OBS... It's red. So my OBS is red. That's not good. Oh, God. Yeah, welcome to my, game that I've been playing while I've been trying to do research. Massive vanity project everywhere. So if it is red, it should not be red. That means OBS screwed up. Why is it dark? Hold on. 480, 780. Yeah. So I changed something. So OBS. So it's red. Is it? Again. Hold on a sec. That happened when I haven't out streamed through OBS for a while, and then there's an update. Anyway, I've actually been playing this, and I saw Superman. I'm gonna try to stay spoiler free, but I want to say I told you so a little bit. Let's see. Red colors bleeding because chroma oversampling is used in recorded. There's a red tint. Digital red tint. It's only certain games, by the way. I'm gonna see if I can get this. So I apologize ahead. So I will try to discuss. I'm gonna have to not listen to this because I'm going to actually. I can't listen to a person who. Oh fuck! I can't listen to that. I got informed on a drama apparently, so let me hold on momentarily. OBS updated, and I need to figure out why my stream is turning out red. Encoding, encoder, software, hardware. Well, shit. Let me see if the magic power of Google tells me why. But anyways, Superman is a spectacular... Okay. I'm not going to entirely hate on Superman. But how can something have a good plot but be bad? Ponder this. I would love to discuss it. Okay. I knew there was going to be a twist. So, James Gunn cannot ever help himself. And this is a problem. And I recommend people see the film for themselves. The scene where he's putting on his boots, that's in the trailer, is far worse in the film. Because the villain that's in the background, where he sends Mr. Terrific to fight Hawk Girl and Guy Gardner, is Solaris. Okay? Now, actors are on point. Solaris, you're gonna waste Solaris. Now, Solaris can defeat Superman. And you're gonna trust that to Guy Gardner? Mr. Terrific in them? No, by far, no. It's weird. Hold on, I need to check my codex. Second, I need to check decoding. There's a problem. Did you know Superman? Did you know James Gunn wrote an isekai plot where Superman now runs a harem? The dying wish of the race was for... If someone told me this is a plot, he wanted to write a Dragon Ball Z story. James Gunn, personally, just needs to keep his creativity to himself sometimes. Because I wanted to go, like, I recommend people need to see it. Look, the Guy Gardner concept doesn't work. It says it's a color correction issue. May involve color correction, color range, advanced settings in OBS. Okay. Hold on. I have not streamed in about OBS. But it doesn't say it now, does it? Stream delay, stream this, automatically reconnect. Source, enable browser. Video 3D, because definitely the coding. Process normal, high. Process priority is high. I'm gonna have to play with these settings, aren't I? I'm gonna hate you. So, process recording high. See, this is what we call winging it. Incorrect color range. I don't have HDR. Disable HDR. Anyways, a problem for another day. It's on a capture card issue. It's bleeding chroma subsaturation. And it's only certain games, by the way. It is only certain games. I shall live with this. Anyways. This game is the constant farming simulator, okay? You have to understand. It gets that way. But it's an enjoyable farming simulator. Right, do this. But yes, no. I mean, the problem with, like, Superman, right, is, yeah, I finally had to put in a Pentador. Finally. I haven't been eaten by a worm in a couple of days. I'm hoping this doesn't happen. But no, I was going to see Superman regardless, but James Gunn needs to be blocked from. Look, I was never a Guardian of the Galaxy fan. By that, I mean in the comics. Same you could say for Black Panther. But James Gunn made Guardians of the Galaxy, at least the first one, sufferable. And by the way, this game is nothing but farming loops. Exploring and farming loops in a very giant map. Um, I'm basically going to skip it here, so unfortunately I have to. Worms come in 3 stalking categories. And they're buggy pieces of shit. So. Yes. Farming loops are how this game. It's good in building, everything else. But Superman, like, the thing about it is, I cannot wait to see Multi's take. By some, it is either the you nail the casting, but you can't nail the plot. And again, James Gunn's Superman. So the idea in his universe actually is the idea for his universe is metahumans have been around for at least 300 years. Up to 3,000 years, roughly. Superman is a metahuman. Now, lore butchering aside, for whatever he thinks is inherent, not a good place to cross. Do I like to get eaten on street? Look, being eaten in this game by a sandworm is a bitch. It sucks. Not only do you lose everything attached to you, right? Your uniques, everything you have on you gets eaten, okay? Everything. But it is the ever-present danger. But Superman, right? We've been trying to figure out what are the rules of James Gunn's universe. Now, it's not spoilers. So the opening crawl says about 3,000 years ago, the basically there's a period of time, right? They go like 3 days ago, etc., stuff like that. But metahumans have been in the universe for how long? Metahumans in DC are the people who have powers, but they are not. I need to create more. The idea, he kind of butchered his own section of the lore too, which he wrote Superman very well. Mr. Terrific, I can forgive the Shaft style attitude that he has. I mean, he's literally. I like the aesthetic he's going for. He nailed the aesthetic, but the plot is trash. Like, honest to God. Like, there's a time when you're watching a film where it's that bad. The thing is, you know that's Ultraman. Now, there is a project that James Gunn's been trying to do for. See, he wants to do The Authority. Okay. He wants to do The Authority. So the woman that has the nanites in her body, that is a henchman of Lex Luthor, is the engineer from The Authority. Now, he clones Superman. It was all but confirmed that's Ultraman. Not the Earth 3. Just a clone. Like, the idea, it's hard to, like, really go over, where you're either writing a Superman story or you're writing a Goku story. Take your pick. The marketing for the movie was ass. And I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad film, but the plot makes zero sense. Like, I fully expected subversion. I was not expecting anything otherwise. And I mean, the little bit of James Gunn's humor doesn't translate down the line. Yeah, the game, James Gunn's humor that at least he put into the last two Guardians of the Galaxy, give or take, it doesn't go away. I'm not in the mood to deal with the Thadakar Popo at the moment. Very annoying. Think of those people as the yes, the Sadakar Popo police is a good way to put them. They exist to that ship flies around constantly and marks the area. So like, if you're not prepared, like, I can kill the bastards, but I don't want to fight them. And I mean, I'm gonna say it. Did you know Kryptonians are built termites? James Gunn, and I wish James Gunn was joking about this. I'm like, no way. And at the end, the very, very end, he could introduce Crypto. Now, what surprisingly, though, Crypto you think is just a toy or a plot device, in a way? Now, see, in Dune Accurate, you fight with a shield. People hate this game because, they go, I gotta play this like Call of Duty. I can only shoot. Please tell me you've never understood Dune lore. Just like in 40K, there's no honor in killing people with guns. Okay? Melee combat. Way to go. Especially against shielded opponents. By the way, Doom 3 actually got a functional title, by the way, recently. And they started filming. But, no. Parts of it are... The context of, like, parts of the trailer... Because I'm gonna be so curious. Nope. Damn it. Janky combat system. Yep. Indeed. You know, the first time I came down here, I literally got my ass handed to me because these things were... Now everything's easy. I can kind of go all the way to the north, but I need to get stuff crafted, so... It's kind of the unfortunate part. See, I need to upgrade building and fabrication, so... You figure at like about 200 hours? Yeah, I'm pretty much in steel to aluminum at this point. Basically. That's where I'm at. Game's a good little power fantasy to a degree. Well. But the thing about Superman, like, the guy literally... So, it's not that you're just touching on the metahumans. He literally throws a line in the beginning, there was gods and monsters. Now, if you go off the lore that he built... Now, apparently the Green Lanterns are a thing. We don't know why. They're a thing. The Green Lanterns are actually known. And that's actually interesting and core to the plot. Because supposedly, a Green Lantern show is in the works as well. James Gunn has said he wants to do The Authority. Now, James Gunn likes to take IPs which aren't used and transform them into bigger things. That's why he chose The Engineer. That's probably why towards the end there's a villain was in the Wonder Woman film. Spacing the name right now. I know the image, but it was a villain from 1984. Wonder Woman 1984. Which, in turn, I think it was Max, the idea... But it's kind of like... But there's also the problem... Really? The stun combat in this game is a little atrocious, by the way. It works two ways. You can do it to NPCs, and they can do it to you. Basically. But the concept itself is a little weird. Like, it's something, it's one of the worst, as I said. Oop. I hate the target lock on. See, there's a target lock on in this game. You'll go first. I'm way over leveled for where I need to be. In a way, I enjoyed this game a lot more than you would think. it hits that right spot. The building, the other parts. I have to kill these things because they're gonna bother me either. You asshole. Oh yeah, those things will kill you. You know, I have a sword too, but I don't use it that much. But it's not good for, it's not good when you're yeah, that shit will literally fatally wound you. Fuck right off. See, daggers can outdo the other ones, but it's a stamina game. That is the cheesiest combat in the game. Like, that is the... Honestly, those people don't get much better. There's times you can parry them, and then there's times they just literally gang up on you. They hurt worse than the heavies in the game. It's not the greatest. If I said this combat was never janky and abusively bad, you would be utterly shocked. There's a part of this combat where you have to be in melee, or you have to break the shields because of the slow... Like, what is it? Like, everything at some point has a shield. Now, it's not good for crossing the desert, but I wouldn't recommend it due to the fact it gets you noticed by the sandworms. But no, I can't wait to see what Multi says about Superman. Fuck, God's sake. Like, oh, I want to stick around spoilers, but damn it. Like, the thing is, you can bash the Snyderverse for whatever. Because I'm thinking, too, because they're taking elements of, like, the Snyderverse and putting it into DC Absolute. Or Absolute DC. For those who don't know it. The concept, it works for that. But, James Gunn, he's the father of the current DC EU. Now, the thing is, he did put too much in there. It's an overstuffed plot. Like, again, you're going to focus on a kaiju before you're going to focus on Stellaris. Yeah, some enemies, they start leveling up, and I need to find the advanced teachers here sooner rather than later. I've been lagging behind on the finding the advanced teachers. I may have skills for every class, but I need the advanced teachers. So... Okay. Yes, sir. Oh. Wait. Nope, no, nope, nope. I knew that shit was gonna happen. See, combat is meant to be more visceral. Wait. The multiple combats can be atrocious. Don't get me wrong. But you actually physically have to. Like, flame weapons are... See, I have to come down here because I need the parts. But I don't understand how James Gunn can have the world that is the keys to the kingdom as far as it goes. It is really weird to say when you think about it. Superman is supposed to be is going to be the foundation. Now, this is not even touching on the fact that if I ever said the dodge system was don't worry about those guys. Like I said, there's a fine art in the melee in the game. But okay, I'm not gonna even... I haven't seen anyone talk about the fact that Supergirl exists in this universe and is just a drunk whore who goes to Red Sun plant systems to get drunk and party. No one is talking about that. I think it's the people who are in copium. And it's not really funny either. It's more depressing than it is actually a thing. Because what he does during the entire film. Again, it might just be something I don't get meta-humor. Or I don't like meta-humor. So to speak. I don't like meta-humor in my serious shows. Superman, as he's getting his ass beat, shouldn't smirk like Deadpool. But he does. But there's a part where, like, he's fighting the... Calling him Ultraman is an insult, by the way. Because, as I said, Ultraman is the Earth 3... where the heroes are evil. That's the Earth they come from, basically. But they just call him Ultraman, and they have him dressed as Black Noir. You're doing a Superman show. You're doing a Superman product. You're not doing meta for other universes. I know this is going to sound weird. You don't... Kryptonians are not Viltrumites. Welcome, visitor, to Imperial Desert Texas. The idea, the very idea, Superman was supposed to conquer the planet, then turn Earth into his harem, and impregnate a lot of women. You know what's funny about the initial lore? He couldn't have kids. Superman could not procreate. with humans. He could have sex with him. He couldn't have a child with them in one of the lores. That was a thing. Pick your lore struggle and go with it. It makes no sense. What I don't understand entirely is why James Gunn took the approach he did. Now, he did make a couple of cardinal sin problems of shoving too much into one film. It is overload. It is literal sensory overload. And by that, I mean you get introduced to the Justice League. They're not called a Justice League, by the way. They're called a Justice Pals. Now, I will say the Guy Gardner outfit, it doesn't grow on you. At least it didn't grow on me. The issue, it's one of those outfits where I could also make the argument that despite Hot Girl being very good, she screeches like a banshee versus her normal battle cry. She's supposed to dive down like a bird swooping on to prey, not like a howling banshee of something undead. Okay? It doesn't make sense. But the actress in the outfit is 100% correct and on character for her. 100%. And look, I kind of can't look getting into the whole bullshit of the actual plot. Like, there's parts of the film, the plot just, someone needs to ask James Gunn why he did it that way. Like, as a foundation film, it sounds fine. But if you're nailing the someone lost an ornithopter. I've become the master at getting around on a bike. Surprisingly. Not to mention, not streaming regularly, I fucked up my own algorithm. So the thing is, there's only about 40 people in the... What the fuck are they doing at the monstrosity of that base over there? That base does not look great. fuel, huh? Yeah, no, you're, honestly, I've made it my mission clean up the skyline of ugly structures and blighted eyesores. If if any of these structures ever go empty, I'll be the first to clean them out. Like, I know what that person is doing. I fully understand it. It looks like shit from a distance, and it doesn't look much better. Weirdly enough. That's one of those things. Buildings in this game can look very interesting. See, I inherited that structure over there, but I also changed it. So, my friend inherited this one. Technically, I am the owner of 2 advanced sub-fiefs and about 2 other houses besides my own. So, give or take, I have multiple homes. But bear in mind, I have to pay like what 16,000 every 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's fine. It's nothing. Like, you can make these structures really big if you really so want to make these structures big. You can. It just winds up costing more. They wind up costing. It's like roughly 10,000 ish. Pretty like this structure. I need to finish it out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I was having my friend reorganize this, but I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do with it. Um, so the concept is it is taller. It is a taller building. Because like you see, there's roughly another floor. I have to figure out how I want to get the structure up here. That reminds me. Um, I forgot I haven't finished this up here. Tell you how long I haven't been over here, so. Color me up. This is the game if you give to somebody who scratches the urge of the person who can build in Fallout. Let's say you want to go build in Fallout or you want to build in a game and you're fine with the ones. Yeah. This is a good game for that. And you wish to make a penile extension vanity structure? Yes, you can. You can see some of the guilds. Like, apparently I've seen some of the guild structures up north. Good God, they built entire forbidden cities up there. If you know what that is historically. We're talking this style structure with 4 extensions. Those aren't managed solo, rest assured. Now, technically, See, my friend then took this one over. I just co-managed. I mean, it's practically my structure, so give or take. Some reason. I don't know why my friend doesn't like this game. Like, I get him to tell him to come on and just do it. Like, it's like, he'll play Minecraft and one particular way I'm building. See, as I said, these are pretty massive structures. Like, this is not an extended. By the way, some god awful Minecraft child built over there. Literally, his friend said he built that like you build like a Minecraft structure. I'm waiting to tear that fucker down in all its glory for what it is. But again, when bases come open, basically, I need to remember there's a floor up here. I'll remember it when I get into it. Basically, it's a good game. It's like that randomly you're just chilling and doing things. Does it turn into organization hell? Yes, it does. Strangely enough. It's sometimes overwhelming, and remembering where you store things is a hassle. As I said, I'd be lying if it weren't the case, but it does occur. But really, you shouldn't store anything with pentashields. Because openly there's bugs with pentashields. But pentashields are a necessary evil. You know what's weird? I do despise survival crafting games. I really do. But then again, I like this one. Can't tell you what. It scratches an itch that's tolerable. It's a good chill thing, to be honest. But yeah, no. Again, it's not that Superman is horrible. It's just I'm glad I went in with a floor. Um, Going in with a floor was a lot better because the fact that if I did not go in there with a floor, I'll be very honest with you. It will be something I would have. Again, I'm gonna have to say it. James Gunn's humor it doesn't land. It doesn't serve a Superman story well. He's not Goku. Every time he gets his ass beat, he becomes stronger. If you really want a good reference for the way he did that film, strangely enough, and it's gonna sound weird unless you don't know, the Superman is as powerful as the plot demands. Like, there's a scene towards the end of the film. He flies up in the air, takes on a horde of power-suited guys, and he could have done that all film. So the meme of why does Goku and Superman have death battles? It comes down to they're both as powerful as they need for a plot. Literally, Superman can just recharge himself in sunlight. No explanation. Nothing in the lore. Like, if you know the lore, you know the lore. Why this works. Through the film, he just gets exposed to sunlight, heals all his injuries, and he miraculously heals. But shouldn't that work for Ultraman? No. And don't think about it. Don't think why laws in this universe make 100%. But it's a very weirdly divisive film for some reason. And I have an idea that I really should go farm those more. Those are very expensive boots. I may have to come back for those sprockets. I want to say that structure doesn't look right from a distance. It kind of doesn't, but in a way, I inherited this, but I put my own spin on the structure. It was really ungaudy. It was gaudy looking metal when I found it. I just happened to find it abandoned, actually. Which is strange. Most of this was all here. But I changed out all the floors. Cleaned it up to a degree. So I need to make ornithopters, but I'm missing aluminum. I'm missing aluminum ingots. That's what I need. I need aluminum ingots. Then I can have an ornithopter. I'm already, like, way above. I'm basically pushing way above my pay grade, so. though these things handle like absolute shit. They're not the greatest when it comes to that. Yes, and apparently I found out so there's some dumb fuck that quite literally is, he does the thing, but he has to be seen to be feel represented in video games. Yeah, some sort of 20 something year old, like, progressive black guy who's an self admitted socialist, black socialist, so to speak, feels that he has to be represented in a video game. And if you do a Killmonger haircut. And by the way, did you know that the Japanese are xenophobic? Motherfucker. You know what? I should keep that. In case anything happens. I need to keep that one in case anything happens. But I said I hope people never change, right? People, if they never change. That's why I said, if they're gonna. I'm just hoping they never ever change in that regard. Because it's hilarious, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, crafting in this game is a little bit tedious at times. You gotta remember, everything is. probably going to have to change that vehicle at some point. I made one too many PSUs, didn't I? You get about 50% of your shit back when you do it, but basically, since I don't have an ornithopter, I have to actually do this stuff. I mean, being on ground the whole way is sometimes easier than being in the air, but being on the ground is entirely its own side plot issues. I mean, technically, you're safer from sandworms, various things, but it's been that problem I have to log in at least every couple of days or log in. Like, once this whole base is set, like, and I don't have to, I can just log in and maintain it. But it's been the one that I've been doing for a bit, so. It's also, too, it's weird. Drama farmers are a thing. Kind of like I haven't talked about one person in a while, yet they think they're important. I mean, but when you can be a racist unto yourself, I mean, I have no idea. Explain to me how it's okay to be a self-admitted racist when you are therefore the same problem. Weird times in YouTube and in society we live in. It's entirely fine. An entirely fine way to live. Hmm. But that is a core thing now. There's the problem that I have is there's a. So, as I said, there's about three types of worms in this game. There's the worms that actively stalk you for no reason. That will actively do things. Now, crossing the larger deserts are harder due to the fact that basically the issue itself is you can't be on the sands longer than basically longer than 30 seconds. Now the crazier part is depending on worm signs and worm activity. Looks like it's pretty quiet over here for once. I haven't ever been accidentally eaten by a sandworm, but it did happen more than often than I like. If anything, most of my deaths come by me being stupid. So see what I want to craft is I want to craft this. But I need spice infused dust. I need spice induced dust. I have the hull. I have that. And apparently I didn't know. I have apparently Wuchang Fallen Feather is at the end of this month. So that's at least the game I'll be doing. Brand new game. Because actually it's gonna be in the same vein as Black Myth Wukong, but it's gonna be fine. But yeah, but no. The reactions to Superman have been like the best way I can say it is it's like it's the strangest thing. It's like a Rorschach test for people. It's kind of like Ironheart. Ironheart, you uh Ironheart has the problem of but it has 5% decay. But everything except the chassis. Wonder things break so much. I genuinely hate it. Look. If I willingly damage a vehicle, I fully understand. But if the vehicle is that badly damaged by the time before I'm out and about, it's usually going to be a doomed vehicle. So I always break down these and rebuild them. I don't bother repairing. I just rebuild. My thing is it's easier for me to rebuild it than actually make it or repair it. Unless there's a lot of those things like you get your hopes up in the turns that these like the hopes are you can have more than one structure on them. So it's a nice structure, but one more box? No. That's not possible, by the way. It's one of the worst in the game's biggest lies. See, and there is no PSO. What's funny is there's no Mark II. There's no Mark III. There's nothing above a Mark II box. Like, don't ask me why. It doesn't make sense. There's like nothing above a Mark II. I'm not gonna make another. I need to actually make sure it's either that or I just gotta make sure I have extra vehicles in case anything happens. Thing is, you need extra vehicles. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be SOL when one gets eaten or one breaks down. So. You can carry basically one in your pocket, so to speak. But you carry one in your pocket. You can carry one. You can use one, and then you can carry it. What I need is, I think I need this one. Yes, see, this is the one that I need. But I don't have enough steel ingots. Because I have enough faith. Steel is what I need, and I need to go get the steel. I have enough steel, but I gotta go get that from the other side. I gotta go get it from the other base. Well, I mean, technically steel, but you don't get steel. Like, if you go higher, you'll find steel, but. Hmm. See, these are very fast and very easy to get across the desert. It's actually really good about them. There's just a lot to be moving around because obvious reasons. It makes it a little tougher when you play this game solo, but it's a lot better when you have friends or something that plays it. Transportation of resources is a lot better. Like, you can solo the deep desert, but apparently, you're running around during the time when guilds. It's that strange moment of when basically the guilds are off. Like, to be honest, like, this server is largely dead-ish. It's very... The average population of this server is about low to mid. I think I've seen a couple of times it's on high, but very rare. It's like certain days of the week, but nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, see, this area over here is nothing but a fucking bunch of quicksand. You'll lose vehicles to that. I've actually lost 2 vehicles to that. Multiple. In a damn run. That went on to get near eaten by a sandworm for my own stupidity, though. But see, unlike a certain individual that I know of and I'm going to have to address in the future, be an interesting conversation like everything I have with people. But that one guy in particular is... Damn it, I knew it. That is how you lose a vehicle, by the way. For the record, if you're curious and wondering, that is how you lose a vehicle. Which is strange, because some people don't realize that's often, or more often than not, how. So, there's the part with, so there's worm signs ish. So when you look at the map, these are, let's see, so like these are quicksands, these are all worm, like thumpers. Yeah. So if you screw up, you summon a worm. Now, traditionally, if you go into another area, you can play and tempt fate and try to cross long stretches of desert. Like up here is quicksand. This is all quicksand. So a guy that was helping me mine the other day, yeah. So I had to ask, how the fuck do you navigate it quick through that quicksand? Yeah, see, this is like it's kind of an eyesore structure in its own right. So I already have a bunch of flower sand. I have like 2,000 flower sand. See over here occasionally. I sometimes feel the final like millimeters of get home is a lot. It's the more tedious part. Like that base over there, easy to get into. This one was a little bit different. I moved my one base south. In fact, see, there's random things people have issues with bugs, like shit goes disappears or something. Now, people do randomly steal shit. I mean, I will say people do steal. There are ways of stealing vehicles, and you don't think about it. That might be what happened to his. Actually, one reason you should not be using pentashield. I'm not going to go into it. It's probably one reason why I kinda didn't want to do pentashields in the fashion. Because of that. I don't know if I like I don't know if I like this. So the base when I inherited this. books. These things take a lot of power. Turn. Fortunately, a lot of the generators you can't really hit to do well.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Do this for my own sanity there.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Weak spells have been really fun for the last week or so. That's why I didn't stream as much or barely did anything, at least socially. I just turned it into doing research. 4 bytes should be enough. I say that. I say that like right before issues. And see, sometimes though, no, just have to wait here and get this done. Because you have a choice of either the extra storage space or a booster. There's like, I think like the top speed's like 93 on the other one. That's more comfortable. I don't feel comfortable not having like 3. Like, the thing about here is vehicles at higher qualities don't break as much. But at the same time, the wear and tear on them is a thing. So for the day. It happens though sometimes. It happens when I stop. That means I'm probably going to. I don't feel comfortable enough to do the. It's okay. So you can. Most of the time, your deaths come from being greedy, okay? Most of the time, all your deaths come from just being a greedy piece of shit, actually. my perspective. That happens a lot more than it appears to play, but usually. So, if you turn greedy, that's when you're likely about to die. So, give or take. That's when you should be really, really careful in what you do. Surprisingly, those blood bags weigh like 8 pounds each, so. So that, let's say, times 9 is about 72. It's one of those games. I don't like it when I'm tired. Like, if you're getting tired and you do this, that's likely when you're also getting eaten by a sandworm. Yeah, farming loops are what keep this game alive. Like, at least your sessions. So. You live on a farming ground a second, and then you just go and do that. Probably should do the, See, everything's gonna keep steel. So. To do steel, I have to go do, To do steel, I need, this, carbon. Carbon's on the side. Carbon is, thinking about carbon, then you need, to make vehicles, advanced vehicles, you need cobalt paste. Cobalt paste comes from the red crystals in the rift. It's kind of like that weird chain farming up that oh boy. I mean, yeah, should I go take a buggy over here and do it? I don't trust a buggy out of that would require me trusting a buggy to be out basically here. And I don't have to worry about her dying versus it's slow as hell. At least in my perspective, it feels slow. That's the one thing when you build your base, you have like if you have a really good area, you don't have that issue. If I ever needed complex machinery, like this base is gonna crack open eventually. Like probably the next cleanup period for anywhere is gonna be people who haven't maintained their bases. Or logged in. Oh god. But yeah, no, I think Friday of Sorter. It's like, yeah, finally do that other stream of Sorter. At least my plan this week. Then I'll do go south. Actually, like west. No, east. Sorry. Gotta go east towards that area of. Gotta go east towards the other side. Man, it'd be a good test of the buggy, but I mean, it might be the test of the buggy to get it that far. The big thing is, can you get it that far without something happening to it? But then again, it might just be the difference in the area, though, so. Probably do. Well, problem is, I think a lot of that stuff is borderline space wise, like. You just gotta be a lot more careful with these things. Because they handle like a giant RC car. And very expensive. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have to. It's like getting without getting into spoilers on Superman. Like, that's definitely something. People need to see it. Like, do I like the whole arc that they did? Probably not. Like, it's so weird too, normally. It's But then again, people are like, I'm not gonna go in and say people are paid to have opinions on it. I mean, I think it's a good Rorschach test for shit. Because in the realm of. It's kind of like. It's a good perception game. It's like objectivity, I should say. Ugh. Speech right now. It's kind of like we can say Death Stranding. I am no fan of Death Stranding. I never was a fan of Death Stranding 1. I always thought it was just a movie game. And to be honest, it is a game. Take it like you take Superman. Superman's the whole thing of people look at it and then they say, but apparently people think Death Stranding 2 is the most amazing game in all of existence. Kojima listened and actually improved his fucking game. Congratulations. I mean, if you think he did, I mean, sure. Are we still doing the walking? Really, you piece of shit. As like I said, there's your campy worm. There's the campy worm. The campy worm. So you have the worms that are very aggro. There's the worms that camp and they wait for you to cross. Then there's the ones that live right underneath the thumbers or the red summoning circles. Depending on how you look at it. Actually find that more or less the skill issue of trying to exactly like yeah, the certain vehicles don't handle very well. If you like the speeders, the bikes handle. It's entirely possible to play this solo. It's better with it's a lot better when you have people though. Yeah, no, I'm going to set a stopping thing. That's not a good plan. It's the awful part. Again, it's not the best to do when you have a vehicle like this. Like, the rift itself goes down like 4 levels. Like a mile, 2 miles into the ground. It's more or less a bitch to get around. And you have to know which way you're going down into the rift. If you don't know which way you're going into the rift, it's going to suck. How about it? That's why you actually have to carry extra batteries on you. And by that, as I mean, you need the better batteries. I know. You're hungry, cat, I know. And by the way, lo and behold, that other person that I knew was causing drama, among the others, he has people who. He literally has people who, there's another person there being supportive in the drama. Honestly, I have a theory. Most of those fucking people who. A lot of people like that who are just straight orbiters for no reason. You're so miserable you have to listen to another jackass cunt basically describe why they feel slighted. Well, shit. Sorry for the language, but dude, like, the dude is literally. Look, I tolerate ignorance to a degree. Ignorance when it comes to the point of sheer stupidity. You just look weird at that point. Honestly, like, if you're to the point that you cannot play a game because you don't feel representative, sorry, if you don't feel representative in a represented, oh my god, I can't play Dune because they don't got black people, right? Dude, point you to the lore, you know? You gotta, like, you gotta feel represented. Yeah. Sorry, I'll speak. You gotta feel represented in a video game, because there is no such thing as escapism now. That's kind of the scary part, and I'm finding in a lot of video games. They don't understand escapism. It's probably a core problem. If you don't understand escapism, then you probably are doing wrong. I mean, these things are better for mining runs, but it's getting them back home, which is the issue. But anyways, yep. It's at least the plan, and I mean, I've been doing this because I've been having to check up on, like, other items. Strangely enough, apparently, it doesn't feel like we get reprieves from the various magic sets. I don't know, unless it's just been, like, 3 months. And in 3 months, you know, because we're already at the next set is Edge of Eternity. So the concept is it's in space, and basically there's like space cards. But the thing about it is it looks like literally looks like a damn Universe Beyond set, but it's not a Universe Beyond set, surprisingly. Thought that was basalt for a second. That's not basalt. That's not basalt. Basalt is used in advanced like coating and buildings. That's what it's used for. So a basalt is used for that. then now it's just going around here, and I'm looking for that one material. I need the one. So it's not exactly the... getting too far. It's mainly in that battlefield. So I'm getting towards the ship. So, other than that, it's like, yep, I just went out today because it is warm, but it's not insufferable. It's a good place to find vehicles, by the way. You need vehicle parts. There's a lot here in this war zone. Pretty easy to run around in, but the issue itself that's going to get people, gets you up here, is the heat scenario. Because even at night, you're still going to, because here you still have to manage. Sometimes you can find it, because there's no 100% way. Because what happens is resources get moved. So, if they move the resources, the game periodically moves it. Because what looks like a resource is not a resource. Yep. So at least I get that, and then I'm gonna have to take this, and then probably go get my speeder, and then I need to go explore the slave region. The slave region is north of here. It's the other side. I didn't do that last week. These things can store a lot of resources, weirdly enough. Now, these aren't as bad as the speeders that get stuck around. Like, they drive around like giant Tonka toys. Oh god, I can't speak. Not good. It's like a giant Tonka truck. Ew. Yeah, giant Tonka truck. They are fast when they need to be, but they are also not the speediest when it comes to the things. But they are supposed to be the premier mining vehicle, so to speak. So... Ugh. It's these sandstorms will suddenly move a lot of this around. Okay, there's three clusters over there. No. But yeah, no. It's one of those things of, yes, you don't. Blue? Yeah, that's copper. But yes. Oh god, apologies. Yeah, no. When I do, like, it seems like I have energy, but some days I'm going to start slowing down. Like, some of those things of. Planning, yes. The phrase of. Sometimes I just don't have energy. I may as go get the last of them, then head back over there. I need to remember it's white. Even at night, you kind of see it. You have to remember these are, the thing about it is the white ones, not the other ones. Oh god. I'm not trying to go that way. I have to get back home though. I mean, what is it? 3,000? But I need the copper. There should be enough of that for a while. Strangely enough. That should be enough. Should be enough. So, because like this game does get to the point when it's like watching paint dry. If I'm just crafting, I'm good for like a while. See, the big spice farts are probably sandworms. White or sandflower. I gotta go unload all this too, so it's gonna suck. Like, it'd be very easy to lose this on a desert. I would be shocked. It's not hard to lose one of these, but you're not supposed to mine. Like, if you, well, I mean, mine, like, certain, like, little things, yeah. Like, if you start going to the other parts, it's gonna be like, it's a slow, cumbersome vehicle. It's not like the most biggest maneuverability. Oh, I have one more desert to cross. Yes, one time I forget to bring extra batteries. It's like also people do builds like really good in this game. You see, like I think like that base up there, pretty good. The one on the side, and he built that on the side of a mountain. Like there's two up here. There's one up to the back right. That looks like a parking garage. I think that has to be the same person who built one like that south. Because there's one guy, there was a structure that was south for a while, but now it's not. So, that was down there. But yeah, no, I think like
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
oh boy. You can tell like I know my own limits when I start slowing down. Or not. And I'm not saying it's close, but it's the time you get off this. It's unfortunate. Much to the dismay of gay Australians, I don't do 12-hour streams. Honestly, it just depends. Like, here, let's say I did a lot. I play this. Hell, half the time I'm AFK. Probably about a third of the time. I'm probably, like, straight AFK. I'm, like, tabbed out or doing something. And that's a big deal here because, well, shit, in your downtime, you actually go and design bases. I mean, I would be curious, what does a person, if you have an actual artistic vision, does? If you have an artistic vision, can't you just do it? An artistic vision. Oh, hell, you could just probably design some glorious structure with columns, everything underneath the sun, if you so choose. But what's interesting is I've also seen people who say they're artistic. They don't design. Oliver. Oliver. Time of day. Oliver. Oh, come on. Yes. Just means we're gonna have to go find steel. Like, this base just turned into a, pure, turned into almost a pure going in on the, base. Oh god, I can't think of it. Iron processing. Like, I just turned this whole base just into pure steel farming. So, yeah, no. Definitely feeling it. See, the aluminum part is, see, the earthquakes are a good sign, but the same way, a lot of this is just. Yeah, but I probably have to get off after this. Jesus. It's gotta work on these things. Like, it's one of those things I gotta work on parts where, yeah, I do iron runs. Oh, God. But it is. Like, yeah, no. If I'm starting to fade and fall asleep mid or just. No. It's not even it's about a screwed up sleep schedule. I kind of went out and, I went out and yeah, no, he will tire me out like a lot quicker for no reason. What's sad is you literally use copper for nothing in the mid. It's good for a period, but it's not good after that. I haven't found where the third trial is. I'm pretty sure I stepped on it somewhere. Like, surprisingly, these things move faster. It just doesn't look like it moves faster. Like 60 miles an hour or 60 kilometers is not the worst when you're trying to do something. Because usually, as I say, this is where the same layout for this has been. Oh, too far. But yeah, no, this test does prove you can actually get more. It's just very annoying to do this solo. Sometimes not quicker. But yeah, so I have to be really careful with these, not to lose this. Because losing this would be really, really bad. See, I just gotta get this game to a stopping point that I could play other things. Like, to be honest, I have not felt well enough to do other things. I've barely been getting to my dailies and basically ZZZ. Like, I've just let that stall out. So, other than that, it's like, these are very expensive vehicles to just do. Like, you can get up here very, like, easy. Like, if you get, like, a person to, like, carry you for it, yeah, you'll find it's an easy vehicle to get to. Now, the downside is... Now, the downside is it's very much the case of... Oof, it could be worse. Insert farm here for this stuff. But yeah, no. Hopefully. I have aluminum. A lot better. Again, it's like steel, like I should be closer to. Yeah, the moment you start just basically spacing out. Yeah, no. I have to get off after that. No, no. Heat will heat drains me a lot quicker. Fortunately, iron to that to steel is kind of where if it's going to be there, I might just take this and process this here. There's a worm closer. It's to the it's to the right. That worm signs off to the right. Yeah, no, that I don't know. At least I try to restore my time I strain. You know what? There might be a better solution to this. Yeah. Storage. Oh boy, though. Mm-mm. Yeah, some of those games, when you start slowing down, it doesn't something inherent into the world. But it is a point. Yeah, so basically, yes, at least with James Gunn screwing stuff out. At least I'll probably have to do a spoiler version for it, but ooh, I'll have to do a spoiler version at some point, which is full of thoughts. So yeah, no, there's parts of it, but I'm gonna watch it one more time myself. Like, it's not a bad film in the terms of what it does. It just is terrible storytelling. So yeah, coordination slows down to a degree for me. Other than that, it's like that realm of it always winds up happening in the playlist to a degree. Like anything. Like a lot of the games I'll thrive on sheer instinct. This is how you can do it. Like if there's combat, sure. Well, I hope to make better progress, but I need to go see if the ornithopter. I know it's gonna be closer. Let's let that process, and then it'll be good. Oh, cat, stop it. Not a good time to be asking for attention. Okay, I do have one more stop I have to go do before I get off. When I mean get off, I have to do it. I have to go all the way to the there's that noun. Again, I'm pretty agile on these. It's flight time, like any time. Like drive time on these has been like the basic, but I was already doing a lot of the more advanced before I got this. Worm is off to the Yeah, I learned not to play this game higher. Like, if I push myself, unless I'm doing crafting, then that's an entirely separate story. If I start doing crafting, yeah. Crafting you can do while you're semi-tired. Combat, to a degree. As long as it's not strenuous. Yeah. Oh god, I can't speak. So strenuous combat is not something I like to do in this stream. Like if I keep both eyes open, it's bad. I'm gonna risk it though. Take the long road home. The most direct route is this way. Only because I know I can. More sand dune. Oh boy. Yeah, now some days I drain quicker, some days I don't. So I need to go see what it's gonna cost to finish off those ornithopters. The stuff with the ornithopter. See, ornithopters do take like a bit. They're not a hard resource to farm for. I think it's the part that gets people traditionally. Is just if you're. Now, the problem's gonna come, yeah, if you lose vehicles left and right. Oh god, you're gonna definitely hate it. Oh boy, but usually I need to turn this area into like a. I take all this ceiling and turn that into a penta shields up there. Look, I can make a floor. Scan module. Storage. Storage 73. That I think it takes like 2 weeks. Let's see. Oh, I can't make the chassis. Ah, see, I need garbage scraps. Diamond and nut. See, but we're just engines, that's a different story. Hull. The garbage scraps. So I said I gotta go up towards Sentinel Monument. But this is what I need to get done. That's gonna make traveling a little bit easier. Just keeping the things fueled. Surprisingly, the wings don't take as much. But I have to go to get this. I have to go all the way to the north of here to where the other guy's base is that I was helping. Or the guy that helped me, basically. Helped him out, but he's helped me out too, so. In his base. I shit wakes you up. Yeah, I need the parts for it. It sounds like a ship crash. I could be wrong. Ship crashes and explosions sound roughly the similar. Yep. See, that's next level crafting, so. Anyway. Obviously. Ugh. I have to go take a nap. Or at least go lay down. Keep it. Some days, as I said, I have energy, some days I don't. Today is one of those. Comes and goes. So. As much as I like this game, I have it, I can just push past it. Yeah, but the push towards aluminum, I have to push towards the north. Is a area where the other guy that helped me out the other day, or this morning, built. And then basically, if you look at a lot of the servers, I mean, most of the servers are which weird is kind of low, basically. Oh boy, though. Anyway, at some point, I need to go back and get my house built. See, I'm gonna take the other house I have down at the basin, and I'm gonna move it north. But yeah, all in all, though, I guess what tomorrow I'll have something to sorter early. I just need to remember to rest so I can do that. But then again, crafting is something I need to do. Finish out that. But I can push into the harder areas. But it's that area, it's the slaver areas. I just need to have a day that I'm not semi tired and focused. I can get into it. Because there's two areas. It goes to the north, the east. Show a second. It goes to like the north. So like north is where the aluminum and the resources you need for ornithopters are. When you start getting into fours and fives, which of course that's how you get duraluminum. Duraluminum comes from redoing whatever. It's just like you're farming steel. But like one of the core objectives when my stuff is set, I have a whole this process like right here. Like I need to get into here, and then I need to get into here and explore. Like I've explored it in terms of what's there, but I need to. Sorry, I need to have like better not be half asleep. Because a lot of this stuff is these are tougher enemies over here. So if I'm too slow in the terms of enemies, yeah, it's gonna kill me. But yeah, no, the next area I need to go over is over here. And then the aluminum and the stuff is over here. Wherever that crib and diamond is, it's up there. But yeah, nah, that's be it for today though. I'm gonna go lay down and probably to figure out later. Ugh. Ben, that's one of those days I thought I had energy. I don't have energy. It's probably why I haven't streamed as much. More or less focused, so hell, better get the other stuff together. Strangely enough, and then half playing this may be on a lot, but damn it, like I'm just sitting in my base. So over here, I think, uh, like I could probably do these, but like aluminum, not aluminum. These are where the right here space steel. I gotta figure out where those are. See, I want to say Steel's in the other region. But basically, I'm there at the iron. So a lot of the resources I have to find are now in, I'd say, further areas. So, because apparently cribs are, but it should be an easy farm route. When I get into it, but I'm not. It's not a good thing to attempt if you're half tired. So, anyways, I should be back tomorrow at 12 with something with Sorter. It's going to be over European politics, but I do be more rested for that. Oh God, though. Loyalty. But yeah, obviously. Other than that, I'll probably have to do a full review. I'll have a full review on Superman, I call it Superman Legacy, but it's not Superman Legacy. I'm just trying to keep it spoiler free and light until people see it. I mean, Ultraman's a really bad kept secret, but there's a lot of like small stuff in it. Anyways, I will catch people later. I need to go rest. It's one of those days. Obviously. Oh boy. I need to have more energy from here on out. At some point, as I said, later in the month, I have Wuchan Fallen Feather. I can speak right now. It's gonna be similar to Black Myth Wukong. But at some point, I gotta catch up on Diablo 4, just because it's at least a better season. But I think I'm about 150 or what's. So, like, 300. But yeah, no. Anyways, tomorrow at 12, and then I'll have at least a review for. I'm at least gonna try to get a more comprehensive review over Ironheart, because I think parts of that really need to be looked at more. But I might combine that with Superman. Superman, though, it's not a horrible thing, but I'll have to figure out how to approach that. I mean, hell, we got Fantastic Four around the corner. So Fantastic Four might be good, it might be. That's what's going to be the trick about that. Because that's 50-50 right now. Like Superman at its peak, you have to deal with a bad plot. But over there, it hinges entirely on a lot of stuff. I mean, if anything, the plot in Superman is pretty bad, but I'm not doing spoilers when people see it. The plot, you would see it, immediate holes. But it's the same thing. James Gunn tried to do whack-a-mole.
with a base. And that's his base for Justice League. But you don't call them the Justice Palace. Someone I've seen comparisons for Superman all the way from he doesn't know what he's doing all the way to an episode of Super Friends, the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon. That's how bad it is. Because I'm not gonna lie, the Hall of Justice used looks like something from Legion of Superheroes or that era. So, I will be back tomorrow. I don't know, later tonight. It really depends. Slightly just tired as it goes. Should catch people later though. At least if I do stream tomorrow. I probably won't stream tonight. I'll probably take it easy for the rest of the day. Fortunately. May have got like heat stroke, but it does happen. Catch people then.